Hi, my name is Jovan Hernandez. I'm a PGB student from Tecnológico de Monterrey. I'm going to be making my metacognition process in this video about my class of ethics in sustainability. Throughout the semester, I engage in different tasks and different projects that challenge my understanding of climate change. Not just seeing it as something environmental, but also seeing it as something from ethics and more in the human analysis. I'll explore what I have learned throughout the semester, how I learned it, what challenged me, how it changed me, and how I only learned and learned new stuff. So yeah, let's go to it. Okay, so why reflecting on this project? Well, basically because all of the different things that I've learned have to be analyzed because awareness leads to action. So maybe not everyone in the class were engaged, but maybe 5 people were. And that's the purpose of a real change. Making small steps, and yeah, at the end of the day, it's a huge impact in those small steps and those small habits. So yeah, that's why I would like to analyze it, how much I've changed before and after this subject. Okay, so first in the human dimension. If everyone lived exactly like me, with the same habits as me, I would have needed 6.8 planets to be able to sustain my lifestyle. So this realization was kind of shocking because it showed me how unconscious habits can really have an impact. And I'm sure, and I saw at that point, I'm not the one wasting more or with the worst habits. So how many Earths do everyone need? That was a huge realization for me. How did I apply the critical thinking in here? Well, basically, I question myself with assumptions okay, I'm just one person, it wouldn't matter, because if everyone did that, that would be an impact. So yeah, I just rethought about my priorities and changed some habits to reduce my footprint. Started doing carpooling. I went from 20 times of meat consumption a month to only maybe twice, even once. So yeah, I really rethought my priorities. I did carpooling. I started more recycling, mainly with vapes, which batteries are impactful to the earth, pollute water, and it was not such a big deal. I just have to take them to a center of recycling instead of throwing it into the trash. So those kind of different small habits, maybe the meat consumption. What if I maybe cook some salmon or fish? Yeah, the footprint is way lower. So at the end of the class, I changed throughout the class, and at the end of the class, I went from 6.8 to 2.8, which still is more that we have. However, I think it is a huge impact, and maybe that's just with small habits and small stuff. So yeah, in the personal perspective, I think it went good. I think I did some changes, and yeah, I'm proud of it. So about the professional dimension, as an international business student, this class was completely helpful to increase my critical thinking. I saw different projects like the Reiner greenwashing, what the company said, and how they would mislead information so people would believe they were making an actual change. How the discourse analysis would make people shape their perspectives, even if they already had a thought about some topic. And even how different political stuff influences, for example in the Tren Maya, how they said not a single tree would be chopped, and at the end they of course did a huge impact in that Riviera Maya area. So in the future, as an entrepreneur, I would like to make a change of this. I would like to, if I tell people they are making a positive impact by buying me, I would like to mean it. I would like to have the facts, I would like to have the data to back that up. And so consumers don't believe it's just these fake things or these false promises. So yeah, as an entrepreneur, I think this is the most effective dimension that I learned in this subject. I would never do that in the business area. So yeah, I think the critical thinking about this that I developed with the greenwashing part, I think it was so relevant that I really don't want to be part of that problem. So in the citizenship dimension, being a citizen means not only being born in a place or living in a place and that's it. Citizenship is more about being participative, about, for example, projects like the Tren Maya. Even when I'm said the Tren Maya is gonna be done even if you want it or not, that's not possible. That money comes out of our pockets or taxes. So if people don't say what they want, if people don't speak out about this kind of stuff, the government's not gonna react about it. The companies are not gonna react about it. So through analyzing different speeches about the same project, for example, the Tren Maya, and analyzing the AMLO speech, the Sheinbaum speech, it's more about having this critical thinking and looking more about information, looking more about staying informed, like having all the information to be able to make a statement and keep that statement, even if even if you find a discourse believable, just back that information, like analyze the speeches, analyze the politicians, analyze the artists, the influencers, everyone involved in society, because that's your work as a citizen. Like, it's not just like being there, it's not passive, it's participative. You have to be out there and perform your citizenship as a citizen. It's not just like living in a place. Okay, so the consumer dimension, I think this is one of the most important. And basically, I learned that the products you buy are a choice, and the values you stand are sometimes not the same as the company that you're buying from. So yeah, basically, I learned how to identify when it's greenwashing, like this, who made this, at what cost did they do this, what's the footprint behind this product. I learned about different brands like Patagonia, for example. They have all this transparency footprint in their page that you can access, and you can see how impactful their clothes are for real. And like, maybe I won't stop buying from Zara, but I will also increase different brands like Patagonia. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing. I learned to identify greenwashing. Like, before this class, I would have never thought that Ryanair would be doing greenwashing with their lowest emission airline in Europe propaganda. I would never thought that, but now I see it, and now every time I go to a supermarket, I see those kind of stuff. And yeah, I think I would now rather choose this quality over quantity, and yeah, consume from companies which values are the same as mine. In conclusion, this class changed how I see my role in this climate change crisis. It helped me learn that real change begins with you, that real change might, even if you do something, even if you try to convince people, if you convince just one person, that's useful, because small habits are useful. This personal action matters. The critical thinking can cut through information. Like, even if you are hearing this convincing discourse, you can use your critical thinking to back that up. Business must be accountable of their actions. They should be involved, and they should try to make a good impact in the world. And yeah, we all citizens share just one planet, and if we need 8 planets, each of us, that's not gonna happen. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be bad for our planet. So yeah, as a citizen, as a consumer, as a business student, and even in a personal way, as a person, we have responsibilities, and being silent equals doing nothing. So that's my conclusion on this project. So if you're watching this video, I just wanted to remind you that you have the power, not just as a voter or a buyer, but as a voice, as a role model, as a ripple in your community. Climate change is real, but ethical awareness and conscious actions equals transformation. So let's live in a way that respects life, respects others, uplifts others, and protects the only earth we have.